Hello and welcome back to MSc. It's me, Charlotte, and today I'm here with Hannah, and we're going to be talking about physics today. Hi.
Hi.
So a lot of you have had your maths exam today, and you've got physics tomorrow. So do you remember doing your physics GCSE, Hannah?
Yeah, it was probably a while ago, maybe like 2 years now. But yeah, I did a different specification from what they're doing now, but I think it was more applied, so you have to actually apply the knowledge that you learned. And I don't know, I kind of like the paper though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so everyone get your physics and your maths questions in for me and Hannah. Yeah, I did physics last year, and I'm not very good at science, so I did double. But yeah, no, I found it quite hard, but I think it's definitely my favourite science, physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing physics at A level, aren't you?
Yeah. So I did triple science in GCSE, so I did biology, chemistry, and physics.
Ooh.
And now I'm doing physics and chemistry. I don't like biology at all, so that's why I didn't take that.
Yeah, no, I didn't like biology either. Everyone is saying maths was hard. Ooh.
I did the new one as well, and to be honest, they are trying to stretch you. They are trying to put in difficult questions. And I think on every single paper you're going to expect to have one or two really hard questions, because that's just the way examiners think. They can't just make the whole paper easy, because then they get the grade.
Yeah, they're really trying to get your best out of you. Definitely. Yeah. Well, we've had a question in from the review artist saying, what's a geothermal energy source?
A geothermal energy source is, I think, the energy from hot rocks out underneath the earth. And basically, many manufacturers use that energy to heat up water that they pump through the ground and basically generate heat to heat up, houses or other factories. So it's just heat from the earth or hot rocks. Perfect. Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool. Zainab says, what's fission and what's fusion?
Okay, so fusion is the blasting together of two or more nuclei, so blasting them together, or basically making bigger nuclei from smaller nuclei. And fission is breaking up that bigger nuclei into smaller nuclei. So just remember, fusion is coming together and fission is breaking apart. That's basically.
Yeah, okay. Willow says, can you do specific latent heat?
You guys do that at GCSE?
I've never had to do that. I've never heard of that.
We do that in A-level.
Apparently they do.
To what extent you guys do specific latent heat, but it's basically to do with when a solid, or if you're going from a solid to a liquid, the kinetic energy doesn't change, but the internal energy changes. This is more A-level, but do you guys use Q equals mL as your equation? Because I don't know what you guys do. Because someone's saying specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity, you just need to know the definition, which is the energy required to raise 1 kilogram of solid or substance by 1 degree Celsius. So if you know that, and you know Q equals mc delta P or delta theta, then
Tom said, can you explain how to use an oscilloscope to measure the speed of sound? I don't know how to say that.
Oscilloscope.
Oscilloscope, got it.
To measure the speed of sound?
Yeah. We never had to do that at GCSE.
Oh, maybe you're talking about... are you talking about an oscilloscope trace?
Probably.
And basically how you measure the time period, and basically the wavelength, maybe. If you get an oscilloscope trace and you get the whole wave looking like that, maybe if you count a fourth wavelength, which will be one up and one down, and then you know how many waves are in 1 second as well, then you can use the formula C equals F lambda, and the lambda is the wavelength, F is the frequency, and C is the speed. Ooh. That's what I can tell you.
No, that's very helpful. Eve Beer says, apparently energy sources are coming up, along with nuclear radiation. What are the 3 types of radiations, and what are their pros and cons for each?
What do you mean, 3 types of radiation?
Something to do with energy sources and nuclear radiation. 3 types of... Maybe a
bit more specific?
Yeah, can you let us know?
Yeah.
So RB's given us an equation. Energy transferred equals mass times specific heat capacity times temperature change. So I'm guessing that's...
Yeah,
that's right.
That was what I was talking about for specific heat capacity.
Review artist put Geiger Muller. Isn't that like a test?
Yeah, I don't do that because that's in another separate unit in A level. So I don't know what that is. But sorry, I thought like this. Is that to do with counts and like alpha radiation and how you can maybe count the rate per second of how much it passes by, and can it go through air, can it go through aluminium, can it go through lead, and all of that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
RB said that's the specific heat capacity equation. Isaac said, will Transformers be on tomorrow's test? Well, I have absolutely no idea.
Sorry, I don't know.
But if you need some help on... Yeah, and if you need some help on Transformers, we've got Hannah here who's happy to answer any of your questions.
Yeah.
The review artist says that they're confused about alpha, beta and gamma, so have you got any advice on that?
Okay, so alpha is basically a helium nucleus, and it has a short range in air, so it only goes through a few centimetres of air. That's why they use it in smoke alarm. Beta has a longer range in air, so it can go through a few centimetres of air and aluminium as well. And gamma is just like more energy. It doesn't go through air, like it goes through air, it's highly penetrating. The only thing is that it is not as ionizing as the rest. So as you go down from alpha, beta, gamma, the penetrating ability increases, but your ionization ability decreases.
Yeah.
So gamma is obviously more penetrating than the rest, but it's less ionizing. That's why they use it in like medicine and all of that type of thing. But I think just remember where they can be used, like alpha's used in smoke alarm and gamma's used in medicine and all of that. And also just remember the ability to penetrate and vice versa. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, everyone's just saying about alpha, beta and gamma here. Yeah, so carry on getting your questions in for Hannah. Yeah, no, it's quite good to have all of this coming up, but because it's just quite good revision for me, like remembering what I did at GCSE physics. I did alpha, beta and gamma and stuff like that, so it's quite cool.
Yeah, we do that in A level a lot though, so it's not wasted knowledge.
What would you say it's like for people maybe wanting to do physics A level? What would you say the difference is?
It's definitely more content. Just more application. I feel like in GCSE, when I did my investigation, you could kind of get away with revising the day before type of thing. But in A level, you can't do that because it's a lot of content, more application. So like the paper I did was a lot of application. It wasn't straightforward to find the resistance through this resistor. It was more like using all the information we gave you to answer a much more harder question. So more application. If you enjoy it, you like it, and it's more interesting. That's what I would say. It's more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. RB says, can you go over resistance in different circuits, please?
Okay, so in a series circuit, the total resistance is just adding them all together. So the R total is R1 plus R2 plus R3, depending on how many resistors you have. In a parallel circuit, it's slightly different. So you have to do 1 over each resistance in the circuit, and then add those all together, and then do 1 over that to get the total resistance in the circuit.
Okay, cool.
I think exactly.
Eve Beer says, how would you find the potential difference in a live wire and an earth wire? It's in a question I'm stuck on. How would you work that out?
Potential difference in a live wire?
Yeah, how would you find the potential difference in a live wire and an earth wire?
Are you talking about in a plug? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they are. And maybe I think they said maybe in a circuit. Yeah, at GCSE last year we did it in a circuit.
I know potential difference in the circuit is just using an equation, but I don't know what you mean by the live wire and earth wire. I know it's in a plug.
Yeah.
And you have the different colours, because in my GCSE we just did the colours and what they correspond to, but we didn't do potential difference in live and earth wire. I don't think so.
Yeah, let us know what. Yeah. Let us know if you to expand. Layla says, how would you find... Yeah, no, that's the same question. Top Waffler says, can you go over specific heat capacity?
The definition
is
basically the energy required to raise 1 kilogram of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. And so remember the definition, and then you just have to use the equation Q equals mc delta T or delta theta. And if delta T is temperature change, your M is the mass of the water in grams, and your C is specific heat capacity, which they most likely give to you. But I know for water is like 4.18, and then Q is your energy that is required, and that's basically it. So, yeah.
Awesome. There's Layla says, is physics A level extremely hard? I'm still contemplating whether I want to do it or not. And she says, I'm scared I'm going to fail. So.
I wouldn't say it's hard, but it requires a lot of work. And it's interesting. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's too bad, but I think sometimes if you don't do math, it can put you in a little bit at a disadvantage, a little bit. But I think if you're willing to put the work in, it's fine. I think that GCSE now just kind of set you up for A-level a bit better, because you're doing certain things that we do in A-level now, which I didn't do it in my time. So it shouldn't be too hard of a transition from GCSE to A-level.
Yeah.
And I would encourage you to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're having a bit of audio trouble, so we're just going to call Hannah back and then see if we can fix that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so let's know how your guys' maths exams went today, whether you're nervous for physics, whether you're, how you're feeling about physics tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely found physics was quite scary going into that exam, but I want to know how your maths has gone. Okay. Yeah, keep getting your questions in for Hannah, guys. Just a reminder that tomorrow we've got the English teacher, Mrs. Corey, coming back to talk all things English, so get your English hats on tomorrow. And also we had revision tips from Mrs. Corey yesterday, and a video went up for that, so definitely check that out. And we also had maths teacher video and a business and economics video from yesterday, so watch that out. And also remember to check out our reaction team's videos. So, hello again, Hannah. We're going to go back to the questions now. Marcus says, not a physics related question, but in terms of doing further maths at A level, do you know if you can still do it if you get a grade 8 in GCSE, or do you need 9?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Marcus says, not a physics related question, but in terms of doing further maths at A level, do you know if you can still do it if you get a grade 8 at GCSE, or do you need a grade 9?
Oh yeah, I'll still. allowed you to do it if you got a 7, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with our school.
Yeah, so it depends on your score, but our school allowed if you got a 7. So I think as long as you have the knowledge, you should be fine. But yeah.
Well, Layla also.
I think.
Yeah, carry on.
I think if like even if you don't get a 9, an 8 is still good. It's like similar
Exactly. Yeah,
things.
definitely.
Like,
They're both A stars, so.
Yeah, they're both A stars. It's just that now you just got a little bit higher. So.
Yeah. Layla also said, with further maths, I want to go to sixth form, but you need a 9 to do further maths, but 8 for normal. So that's strange.
Well, I didn't expect that, but that's because of your school. Sorry, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess try and get that if you really want to go to that school. Otherwise, look for another one, or otherwise just do whatever. Yeah.
KMA says, if you had the chance to change your A levels, what subject would you choose?
To be honest, I wouldn't change them.
Ooh, that's
I
good.
like them, so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not a particularly academic person, so I am enjoying my A levels because I'm doing RS, psychology, and drama. My favourite is definitely drama, and I really enjoy psychology, and I need that to get into my uni course. RS is extremely hard. I didn't expect it to be as hard, but it's really, really interesting. So yeah. I maybe would have done media, or I regret not doing history GCSE, to be honest. So I might have maybe done that for A level. Did you do history?
Yeah.
Or...
No, I did geography.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of people had geography today, so let us know how geography went, guys. Everyone's saying maths was hard, missed quite a lot of questions. One of the hardest papers they've done. Oh gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
I think one piece of advice I would say is try not to leave out questions, like try not to not answer questions. Just even if you write down like a simple equation or try to work something out, you could get method marks. Because I know GCSE they do a lot of method marks. Because even if you write the right answer, you may not get all the marks, I think. Because they really look for M1, A1, B1, and then they award the marks after. So try and answer all the questions. Try at least.
Yeah, no, I didn't think of that. That's good. Yeah, no, I think if you have left some questions out in this paper, if it's any condolence to you, I didn't do the last 2 papers in the exam, so and I still got a 7. So you never know, guys. You never know.
You have 3 papers in total. You can make it up on the rest. Don't worry. There's always that one hard paper, and then the slightly easy one, and then the easy one. You think that's what I found when I did mine because we were the first year. So that's what I found.
And there's a lot of people that I've spoken to that's saying the last few pages it gets really hard at the end of the maths.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Alex says, what are your top tips for physics tomorrow?
Read the question. Write down the information they give you. Write down any equations that are to do with the question, because it can kind of trigger where you should go with it. In terms of like longer answered questions, write obviously with good English, and maybe for the 6-mark questions, say at least 3 points. We wanted to say, and also sometimes even if it's like a 2-mark question, they may want you to say the point and explain why. So don't just like write one line, but try and explain what you like was trying to say as well. Just general equations. Be careful to not leave out any working. I don't know. And that's basically I can say.
Yeah. Well, Eve Beer says, what's your advice for being in an exam and struggling with most questions? What would you do in a situation where nothing you revised comes up?
Definitely bring water.
Yeah. Breathe.
I find drinking water helps me, especially when you look at that question and you don't know what they're asking. I would say sometimes when I see a question I don't know at the moment, I'll just keep on going through the paper. But if you're kind of looking at that question, just write down something that is to do with it. So if it's to do with energy, I don't know, and they clearly give you specific heat capacity, but you just don't know what else to use, write down that equation. Underline things in the question that may give you extra information, that may give you a clue, and just breathe. That's it, just breathe. And just try and understand. That's it. If not, then don't worry, but just try and write something down. Like, don't leave it empty. That's my advice.
I'd also say don't leave the exam room. If you just think, I don't know any of this, don't leave the exam room, because you might be into the exam and it might be like you only got like 15 minutes left, but then you might have some brainwave. You're like, I remember this. And I'd definitely, like you said, I definitely say underlining key bits in the question. I did that for all of my subjects. Like, my teachers recommended I do that a lot, and I found that really helped, because that means if you do that, that means you have a less of a chance of misreading the question. So definitely do that. Rosie says, I'm scared for physics tomorrow because I know the content, but I find it hard to apply it to questions where it isn't obvious what you have to do. I found that as well.
That is hard. I definitely agree. I think something I would say is just write down what you're given, because if you see, for example, you're doing a work done question and you've written down the work done, the energy, the time or something, sometimes it does click, sometimes, but if you're struggling to know what to do, you underline things in the question again and try and pick out information, because in the question they do give you things that are useful. They're not just going to, most of the time they don't give you useless information like that. So underline, reread it, don't skim the question.
I'd say if you're really, really struggling, don't sit there for longer than you need to thinking, I don't know. If you're not going to know it, come back to it, because then your time is going to be better used on the questions that you definitely can do, and then at the end, if you have time, check and then try and do the questions that you haven't done, and you don't have to worry that you're like, the time's ticking by. You can just go back to it. Layla said, how do you find psychology A-level? I really enjoy it. I think it's really, really interesting. At the moment we're doing stats, but there's not much stats in, all we have to do really is, she said this is all we have to do at uni as well, is sort of like correlations, different statistical tests, variables, so it's quite easy stats. We've just started a new topic today. We're doing addiction, and then we're also doing biopsychology. It's very, very interesting. I would definitely recommend it if you're interested in that sort of thing. Layla says, well done for getting a 7. Thank you. I was very proud of a 7 in my maths, seeing as I got an E in my mock, so very proud of my 7.
Well done.
Thank you. KMA said, I left my exam half an hour early last year for maths and still got a good grade. Well, good for you, KMA. It's good for you. Goodness me. Zainab says, what's your advice for memorising all the equations?
I don't really have to memorise that much, but for the ones that I do have to memorise, I write them on a sheet of paper, and then I rewrite them out sometimes a few times to try and get ingrained. And I feel like the more you practice, the more you'll naturally remember them, because you've been using them so much. Maybe flashcards. Flip them over and catch yourself, write on the back what equation it is and try and rewrite it. Or say what it was, and that's it.
No, I definitely recommend doing that. I also did a technique which is called look, cover, show. So I'd look at them, have some time reading them, and I'd cover them up and see how many I can remember, and then I'd go look at the question, because I'd write the question, I'd write what is the equation for this, and I'd write the answer underneath. So then I'd move down. If I got it right, I'd tick it. If not, I'd highlight it so I know to get back to it. But I also, for physics, what I found very, very helpful is my teacher made up some songs to the equations, which is quite easy to do. We actually made up quite a few of them. So she did a Spotify playlist for us, and you just listen to the songs when you're going to school, and then we'd just be thinking about the equations in our heads. So if you've still got time, I'd definitely recommend doing that, because that saved my equations. Yeah.
I definitely used that in when I did languages and I was doing my writing and reading. I definitely did recording myself saying the whole thing and then just kept listening to it, and it was just in my head. So it's really good thing.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I didn't think anyone else did that, and I've been saying on here quite a lot, definitely do that, because I found that really helpful. So that's interesting. Yeah. Raheem says I've made flashcards for physics, so well done, Raheem.
Well done.
Layla says, how did you approach the mathematical questions in the exam, as there were many which were holding many marks, such as 5 or 6 marks for each question?
So how did I approach them?
Yeah.
So first of all, I read the question. And then I think I was trying to understand what they were asking for. So, I don't know, if they gave me like a weird shape with literally no dimensions on it, and it was maybe split into triangles, think equilateral triangles, think like angles and stuff like that, because sometimes they want you to remember even if it's like the most basic thing, because they're trying to test your actual understanding. So I think also sometimes in those type of scenarios, sometimes you may have to like assign a variable to the length. So for example, they give you nothing, you can say let x equal this or something like that. That's what I found was useful, because sometimes there's different ways to approach the question, and I think they do make allowance for that as well.
Yeah. Someone here said, what type of paper did you do for physics?
What type of paper?
Yeah, so what example did you do? Yeah, both, like GCSE and at A-level.
A2A and A2A.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because Hannah's in year 13, so she's doing her GCSE. No, not her GCSE, her A-level. Yeah. Yes. Layla says, I think that the physics paper will be a little more accessible, as the other papers I've done have been pretty nice.
Yeah. When she say like accessible, does she mean like easy to get better marks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a good thing to look at examiners' reports, because what examiners do sometimes, if the previous year there's clearly like something that people don't understand, they'll definitely bring it in the next year and test the students on it. So I don't know, look at the examiner's report and see the topic that was recurring and that they didn't understand it, because they'll definitely bring it in the next year to try and test, because they want people to learn, or schools to learn what was,
Right, so we're going to be wrapping up soon, everyone, so get your last questions in for Hannah. Someone here has said, density is mass over volume, speed is distance over time, pressure is force over area. If you know this, then you'll be fine. So, yeah. I've just remembered one of my equations, my songs actually. For speed is difference over time, we actually did it to like ain't no mountain high enough. So that was good tip, guys, do that. Oh, hi Olivia, and Olivia says good luck in physics tomorrow, everyone. Yes, good luck everyone, you're going to be absolutely fine. Yeah. So how have your A-levels gone so far then, Hannah?
I've only done one paper.
Yeah, what have you done?
Was the physics. Paper 1. Yeah.
Ooh, that's scary. Do you think it went well?
Yeah, I think it was okay. It wasn't too bad.
That's good. Right, so I think we're going to leave it there, guys. But thank you for joining me, Hannah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.